All right, in this lesson today we're going to look at the electromagnetic spectrum. The electromagnetic spectrum shows us all of the radiation that is produced when we see visible light. So it includes both visible light, this section here, as well as the invisible parts of light, including radio waves, microwaves, and infrared rays, as well as ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma rays. All of these types of waves or types of light are produced by the sun, as well as other stars and other possible forms of or other sources of light. The key things that we need to notice in the electromagnetic spectrum are that as we move from radio waves to gamma rays, the wavelengths get smaller. So the wavelengths decrease. That means the waves are getting shorter and shorter together, as you can see on this end of the spectrum here, compared to the radio waves. Radio waves can actually be up to 100 meters, or actually up to 100 kilometers long, whereas gamma rays are extremely small. They're billionths of a meter long. What we're going to do is, what you'll need to do actually is you'll need to go online or use your textbook and find out a little bit more about the different rays here, or the different waves in the electromagnetic spectrum. The key points, like I said, are the wavelengths decrease. The other thing to notice is that the frequency is going to increase as we move from radio waves to gamma rays. The frequency goes up. So that means in the same amount of space or same amount of time, we have a lot more waves passing through. What this ends up doing is it actually also increases the amount of energy in the waves. So as we go from radio waves, they have the least energy, all the way to gamma rays with the most energy. And this is why gamma radiation is actually very, very dangerous to humans. So radio waves pass us all the time. Radio waves, microwaves, infrared, which we know is heat, and visible light. We're surrounded by them all the time. We're even surrounded by ultraviolet rays as well, which comes from the sun. Radio waves is what we have for sound, radar, magnetic resonance machines. Microwaves, we know with the microwaves to heat our food, as well as that's actually how your cell phone sends signals. Infrared radiation is the heat form. So we can use infrared for thermal imaging to see inside buildings or for night vision, as well as with remote controls. And ultraviolet is what comes from the sun. It's what gives you a nice suntan or a burn, and it can also cause skin cancer and burn or damage your corneas. X-rays are more dangerous, and you actually need to wear a lead vest to cover your organs when you are going for an X-ray, because they go through all of the soft tissue that you have. So we use X-rays to see your bones because they pass through the soft tissue but not through the bone, allowing us to see an image. And gamma rays are used to kill cells. So if you're exposed to gamma radiation, the cells that are exposed are going to be killed. They're going to die. We use this to our benefit to kill cancer cells, but it also will kill healthy cells as well. So on this slide here, we can't actually watch the video, but I will put it in the YouTube, on the YouTube channel for you. It's a video from NASA, and it just goes through a lot of the different waves from the electromagnetic spectrum, as well as examples of how we use them. So your job is to use your textbook and what we have discussed in the different videos to create a foldable if you were not in class. On your foldable, you do need to include 6 tabs, one for radio waves, microwaves, infrared, ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma rays. You do not need to include visible light, as we'll cover that in another lesson. And then for each wave, you need to include the relative wavelength and frequency. For example, radio waves have the longest wavelength and the lowest frequency, all the way to gamma rays, which have the highest frequency and the shortest wavelength. And also for each type of wave, you need to include a couple of examples of what it's used for. Finally, for each wave, you need to choose one of those examples and you need to draw and color it.